welcome back for another deep dive. I think we're onto something really cool with this whole personalized thing. So today we're going to be looking at something I think is going to be particularly interesting for you. And it has to do with loft living and work-life balance, especially as a digital professional. I think we can all relate to that.
For sure.
And so the sources that I have here are actually interesting. One of them is like a straight up condo ad for these one garden residences.
Interesting.
But even with that like heavy marketing slant, there are some concepts in there that I think are really interesting to kind of dig into.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's fascinating how our physical environment can have such a big impact on our mental state. We think about design as like aesthetics and, but it's so much more than that. Our surroundings actually can influence, our productivity and creativity, stress levels, all that.
For sure.
Yeah.
And so I think with lofts, the first thing that comes to mind is that open floor plan. Right. Like you walk in and it's just like, and both of these sources are kind of talking about how that can actually be a really good thing when it comes to separating your work life from your home life.
Absolutely. I mean, think about it. You're not working at your kitchen table anymore.
Right.
You actually have that visual separation, and it helps to have those mental boundaries.
I believe.
Which I think are so crucial for anyone who works from home.
Yeah.
When you have that physical distinction between work and relaxation, your brain can switch gears more easily.
Yeah.
You can focus when you need to and unwind when you're off the clock.
Totally. I love that. And one of the sources actually was talking about this loft, and it has like this raised platform.
Oh, wow.
That was like the workspace.
Interesting.
And it almost felt like this like physical elevation that took you into work mode.
Totally. Yeah. It's like stepping onto a stage, right?
Yes.
It's signaling to your mind that it's showtime.
Yeah.
And then when you step off, you can literally leave work behind.
Oh, I love that.
That kind of intentional design can be really powerful.
For sure. For sure. And I think also, one of the things that it mentioned was fewer walls, fewer distractions. And I know for me, like back in the day when I was working from my tiny bedroom, it was just like, everything was work.
Right.
Like there was no escape.
Right.
So even having just like a small little office made such a difference.
Absolutely. And it's not just about feeling stifled. It's about being able to customize your space to fit your work style.
Right.
Do you thrive in natural light? Set up a desk by those giant loft windows.
Yes.
You need quiet to concentrate, carve out a little nook.
Totally.
Away from the main living space. It's about being intentional with your space to maximize productivity and well-being.
Makes total sense.
Yeah.
And I think that also kind of goes into the idea of airiness, which both sources were talking about.
Yes.
Like that lofts just feel airier, and they can actually help reduce stress.
Totally.
Have you ever noticed, like, if you're in a cramped space, it just like...
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Makes you feel like...
on edge or something. Absolutely. High ceilings, open spaces, they combat that feeling of claustrophobia. You know what I've always wondered, though? Like, have there been studies done to show, like, a decrease in stress hormones?
I want to see that research.
Right. For people who work in these open environments, I'd be so curious.
That'd be fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And then, I think that goes into this idea of, creating a space that really supports your well-being, which lofts seem to be really good at.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just about having people over, which one of them was, talking about.
Right.
But just like incorporating elements that let you relax and recharge and do the things you love.
Exactly. It's about having a home that reflects your values and supports that balanced lifestyle. Whether it's a cozy reading nook or a dedicated yoga space or a home gym, you can really design your surroundings to nourish your mind, body, and spirit.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, we can't ignore the elephant in the room. Both of these sources mention one garden residences.
Okay.
Clearly a marketing ploy.
Right.
But, it does highlight this trend that loft spaces are becoming super popular.
For sure.
Especially with digital professionals.
I think it speaks to this changing nature of work, right?
Yeah.
With remote work becoming more common, people are looking for spaces that can seamlessly accommodate both their professional and personal lives.
Makes sense.
And lofts just really fit the bill.
They do. So I guess the big question is, what does this all mean for you? We've seen that loft living can help with that work-life balance thing through these open layouts, stress reduction, and just that seamless integration of, work and life.
Right. So here's a final thought to consider. Even if you don't live in a loft, how can you apply these principles to your current environment?
Oh, that's good.
What small changes can you make to carve out dedicated work zones?
I like that.
Maybe maximize natural light,
Yeah,
or incorporate things that just bring you joy,
totally.
help you recharge.
I love that. Okay, I'm going to go rethink my entire apartment now.
There you go.
Awesome. Thanks for joining me for this deep dive, and keep sending those questions my way, because I think we're onto something really cool with this.
For sure.
All right, see ya.
See ya.